welcome. We're here at the Coolidge Ground in beautiful Antigua as we get ready for match number 10. It's round number 4 in the CWI Under-19 Women's Tournament. Of course, we have the Leeward Islands, the upper against Trinidad and Tobago. With me in the party, we have Leah Weeks, the match referee, Mr. Juari Edwards, Miss Samara Ramnat, and of course the third umpire for today, that is Mr. Corinne Tate. Well, we have the toss, and Aliyah, she has the coin, and Samara.
Tails is the call. Second.
Right, it's a heavy. So, Aliyah, you have won. Aliyah, what are you going to do? Why are you going to bat first this morning? Is there any changes to your going to today's game? And who are they? Thanks very much and go well. Well, Samara, you're coming off a really memorable game yesterday. A hat trick. You've been asked to bowl first. Are you happy with that decision?
If I had won the toss, I would have bat first because I think the track looks really good for batting. But regardless of what, we want to stick to our plans, holding 9 and 9, staying consistent in our lengths and lines. So just go out there and restrict what's like the total.
And what would be a good total to restrict them to?
We're looking for anything on the 100, but this pitch says otherwise. So whatever comes to us, we need to go out there and make the chase down.
Okay. All right. Thanks very much and go well.
Thank you.
Okay, well, there you have it. The Leeward Islands, they won a toss and they decided to have it first knock.
Welcome to another beautiful day here in Antigua and Barbuda. We're at the Coolidge Cricket Ground next door to the VC Bird International Airport, and we're here to bring you live coverage of the CWI Rising Stars Under-19 Women's Championship match between Trinidad and Tobago, the leaders, with 3 wins from their 3 matches, against the Leeward Islands, who have only 1 win from their 3 matches. Colin James, and with me is Marley Richards. And before I bring Marley in, let me quickly let you know that the Leeward Islands won the toss and chose to bat first. And their team is Aliyah Weeks, the captain, Leniga Warner, Wachia Daly, Zara Skerritt, Sanjana Buraja, Sequania Dasent, Inika Wilson, Louis George, and Jakaiza Smitten, Mauricio Lewis, and Kitona Skeppel. And for the Trinidad and Tobago team, Samara Ramna, the captain, Brianna Ramch Haricharan, Samira Naidu, Amarita Ramtal, Jessica Davis, Azaria Muller, Sayan Ramnarain, Chelsea Zukaran, Sharia Jairan, Jana Mohammed, the wicketkeeper, Chrissy Amar Singh, Maya Hari, Rene Reed, and Saraya Kalwa Singh. So the Leeward Island openers are already at the crease, and any moment now we'll have the first ball of this T20 game. As I say, good morning to Marley Richards.
Good morning, Colin. Good morning, everyone in the region and around the globe. Yeah, we're tuned in for another exciting action here. Another exciting contest between these two very proud cricketing regions, Trinidad and Tobago and the Leeward Islands. Trinidad, the unbeaten team so far in this tournament. What's it, 3 out of 3 so far for them? And we saw the Leewards yesterday in a much improved batting performance, even though they went under to that Barbados team. Yeah. It's a much improved batting performance, something that I think they can look to build on here in this innings. Zara Skerritt top scoring yesterday as well for the Leeward Islands.
Well, she's going to be facing the first delivery. And that one just a little bit wide of our stump. Not getting to the pitch of it. Maybe good bounce and carry to the wicketkeeper. The Trinidad and Tobago opening bowler. Is it Cyan Ramnarain? How do you pronounce it? Cyan? Shan Ramnarain. Skerritt, the daughter of the former West Indies Cricket Board President Ricky Skerritt. Second delivery. Maybe a little bit of late movement there, just away from the batter. It was angling on middle and maybe drifting away to the off after pitching that delivery. So we have a third man, a long leg, a point, a cover, extra cover, mid off, mid on, short mid wicket, and a backward square leg. And this one is short and just tugged around the corner, not getting the timing she might have wanted, and they're exploring the possibility of a second, which they will get comfortably in the end.
And that's something she's done so well. Zara Skerritt, she scampers through for singles, looks to turn one into twos. She's got very good fitness levels. As I was saying earlier, she top scored yesterday, 37 off 55, 3 fours. So the next stage of her advancement is just to pick up that scoring rate, that strike rate. But from this stage, she's got a very good foundation. She started well here again, 2 off 3.
She faces the fourth delivery of the morning, angling into the offside. And moving to her right was Samira Naidu, who was changed from the long on position for the previous after the previous delivery. The batters were able to get 2, and probably they thought that Maya Hari is more depth to fielding on the long leg than Naidu, so they made a change in terms of the field placement.
She probably has a stronger arm based on the throw that we saw from her, so good captaincy, just swapping fielders around.
The ladies are very meticulous about who fields where. They're not leaving anything for a second chance. From the moment they figure out that the fielder might be in the not the best position, they make the changes. And this is driven. And a round of applause from the Trinidadians in the main stand just below us, Mali. No doubt I'm giving Naidu an appreciative round of applause for feeling keenly after that drive from the Leeward Islands batter. Skerritt brings up the end of the over 2 without loss.
Yeah, it's good to see. As we were saying yesterday, the Trinidad contingent. It's always a strong traveling support for the Trinidadian teams around the region and the globe. You think back to when they were competing in that Champions League, the T20 Champions League all those years ago. Strong traveling contingent once again.
So, Inika Wilson is the other opening batter for the Leewards. And she and Skerritt had a nice little partnership at the start of the Leeward's innings. They were chasing 207 for victory. Barbados making 206, 135 not out from Ebony Brathwaite. Ramtal with the first delivery of the second over. Let's steer gently down to short third man, a single.
That's something which she's done so well, at least in the innings yesterday. She stands very still and she watches the ball all the way on. Just the way she opened the face, allowed the ball to come in, tells you that this young player has a bit of talent as well.
And good timing.
Yes, so it's all about her next stage of development.
Skerritt not getting to the pitch of that delivery. Finding at it with the bat, but not getting probably close enough to get contact.
And you were saying yesterday they had quite a good opening partnership. I think it was 43 before the Leewards lost that first wicket. Good steady accumulation.
Skerritt just turning this one into the onside. The Leewards will be first looking to see how much they can make use of the first power play, the first 5 overs. Maybe not losing a wicket and getting at least maybe 30, 35 runs on the board.
Yeah, it's actually the first 6, so that was a run-out opportunity.
Yeah, that
So
was a
if you
close
think
call.
You got 36 deliveries to begin with, in which you can really look to take advantage of the power play. Just the two fielders allowed outside the circle.
And Trinidad and Tobago just employing the sweeper, a deep extra cover. Can't even say that she's a sweeper. It's a more deep extra cover.
This one's just slightly shorter. Wilson just misses out slightly. Those are her shots. She loves playing those horizontal bat strokes off the back foot in particular. Still 5 without loss. It's a good steady start from the Trinidadians though. Ram Tahal and Ram Narayan. That's what I mean. That's where she's strong. In that area, slightly shot the first boundary to the Leeward Islands here this morning. It brings up the end of that over. 7 runs coming from it. Leeward's just 9 without loss.
Yeah, that was a nice pull shot there from Skerritt. It was short and it was angling down the leg side, and she was able to get on top of it and pull it through mid wicket all along the ground for 4 good looking runs. So that would do her confidence the word of good, and also keep the Trinidad and Tobago bowler guessing even when she bowls to her again in her next over.
Well, in the game yesterday with Trinidad and Tobago and the Windward Islands, a game in which Trinidad romped home by 10 wickets, bowling out the Windwards for 52. It was Ram Narayan and Ram Tahal bowling 6 overs between them, just conceding 18.
Skerritt is bold. So it's Wilson who is bold. Wilson probably playing too early and not connecting with back of the length delivery and not getting the connection and the ball hitting the stumps, and she walks back to the pavilion. Leeward Islands 9 for 1 in the 3rd over.
Yeah, it was that opening partnership yesterday that at least gave the Windwards a chance in which to try and overhaul that massive total by Barbados yesterday. But the early inroads have been made by Shan Ramnarayan this time. So I was just saying before that delivery, bowled 3 overs for 8. Didn't manage to pick up a wicket yesterday, but the economy rate was absolutely outstanding. And here she is versus the Leewards, breaking this opening partnership. So she manages to pick up a wicket early into her spell, which would give her a lot of confidence going forward. This pair, Ram Narayan and Ram Tahal, have been very good with the new ball.
Yes, and I saw the replay momentarily, and it seemed as if the ball just kept a little bit low, maybe about knee high. And the new batter is Jakaiza Smitten. Another delivery that kind of hustled onto her and keeping low as well. So let's watch the deliveries from the far end, the northern side of the ground. You know, yesterday, Mali, you were indicating that the bowlers who are bowling from the northern airport road end tend to overpitch.
Slightly, there were a few struggles for the bowlers operating from that end yesterday, yeah. Quite a few full tosses.
Ram Narayan. And she's bringing Skerritt, batsman that crossed for a single, quietly forward. It would be important for Skerritt to stay there for the Leewards, because she has faced the bulk of the bowling in all of the previous 3 matches for the Leewards. And this one, she's driving down to mid-off.
That's what she does so well, though. She really gets through, puts the fielders under pressure. Good judge of a single. Good runner between the wickets, as we say, in good fitness levels. She'll be taking the gloves as well. She'll be hoping for another substantial innings. Faced, I think, 50-odd deliveries yesterday, so coming to grips with the physical requirements.
It's 55 balls yesterday, and she kept wicket for the 20 overs Barbados batted, and she was not out, so she was on the field for the 40 overs.
But yeah, the whole game. And here she is back out again, taking first strike. 8 of 12, made a solid start.
Smitten driving on the onside. Brings up the end of the over after 3-11 for 1. The Leewards, although they might have lost the wicket in this over, won't be too perturbed at this stage, because they know if they hold their wickets together and bat for the duration of the 20 overs, and if they get 5 runs and over, they'll reach 3 figures again. And this will be the 3rd time they would have done so in this tournament. They did so yesterday. They did so in their first game against the Windwards. Got just about 90 against Jamaica. And we're only making these comments about the Leewards, knowing where the players would have come from in terms of their preparation or lack thereof.
Yeah.
And lack of cricket in the sub-region to prepare these under-19 girls, as opposed to Trinidad and Tobago, Barbados, who would have had maybe national girls tournaments and maybe even school tournaments. We have none of the above in the Leeward Islands, and we keep making the point that if this tournament is going to serve any sort of legacy value, there must be some notion of a female program in other territories, much more so Antigua and Barbuda.
100%, couldn't agree more. But more on the performance aspect here, I'd like to see them try and get 120. If they can get to 120, that would mean you're scoring at 6 runs and over.
They got up to 116 for 3 yesterday.
Yeah,
so
118 in the first game versus the Windwards. So I'd love to see them try and better that at some point in this tournament. That's cleaned her up once again through the gate. This time it's Ramtahal into the action. She picks up her first. And the Leeward's 12 for 2.
Well, I was going to make the point before that delivery that this is a very formidable Trinidad and Tobago bowling attack. And there we see Ramtahal pitching that one up a little bit more, and the ball deviating, hitting the off stump. Might have kept low as well. Let's watch it on the replay. It's a full down delivery, and just ducking away from the batter and hitting the off stump. And good delivery, and Trinidad and Tobago on top straight away. Leeward Islands 12 for 2, and we're just in over number 4.
Yeah, now they're up against it slightly with that second wicket for me. Both opening bowlers into the wickets. We spoke about how economical they've been. They've taken wickets as well.
Alia Weeks, the Leeward Islands captain, the Leeward Islands Stormers captain, she comes to the crease, and she too didn't do too badly yesterday. She got 18 from 20 balls. Wilson, who has just been dismissed, made 26 yesterday. Smithson got 17. So the top 4 or 5 batters for the Leewards didn't do too badly yesterday, as umpire Tate, I presume, indicates that 2 balls to go. Umpire Tate is being partnered by Donald Shackles at square leg. Again, Weeks just managing to steer the delivery into the offside. She wasn't looking for a single, looking to get her bearings or getting the feel of the pitch, the pace of the ball, as Ramtahal continues. She's playing with an angled bat into the onside, gets a single off the mark, and Leeward Islands after 4, 12 for 2.
Yeah, good stuff this from Trinidad and Tobago women. Picking up those 2 wickets, it's always key, picking up wickets in the power play. Really sets the team back. From a Leeward's perspective, they'll be happy to still have Zara Skerritt at the crease. I think she's the foundation in which they look to build. She's probably technically the best batter at this stage of her career. In this team, that is.
Well, she has the experience and the exposure of living in England for the last 3 years or so,
Mm.
and being exposed to the English conditions and the English style of playing cricket. But it's Weeks who faces around the right.
Yeah, she attended the Scarborough College. Quite a few players in this tournament actually going to school in England. Ebony Brathwaite as well, another one up there in Yorkshire at Scarborough College. Thiani Herbert Mayers. We have Zara Skerritt, Lois George.
Is it somewhat that the English try to scout from the Caribbean? Or the parents are just aware that it is a good cricket academy up there?
Well, I think it's maybe a bit of both, but not too many Caribbean players turn into English players these days. You know, they change a lot of the rules.
Yes.
I think it's Barbados mainly that you see players being scouted out of England. I think it's a bit of both though. Bit of scouting, the parents recognizing that it's an opportunity for their kid to develop not only in cricket but academically.
Weeks was hoping that she would have made better contact from that shortish delivery from Ramnarine. She was swiveling, looking to pull it away, but just mistimed it slightly. Score remains on 13. 2 weeks is down for the Leewards. They need a partnership.
Yeah.
They're going for a tricky quick single. Yeah. I don't think the fielder at that wide-ish mid-off position was aware that the batters were coming through for a single, and she was just waiting for the ball to come to her rather than approaching it. Maybe taking her eyes momentarily off what was happening in the middle. So good thinking on the part of the Leeward's batters to get a single. They can do it in ones and twos and maybe not boundaries. They won't mind at all once they keep their wickets intact. And here again, they're going for a quick single. Skerritt was running after she played the shot. Then she stopped looking to see if the fielder was going to field it keenly. She didn't. And that misfield prompted her to call through her captain, Alia Weeks, for the single.
Yeah, she would have been in a bit of trouble though had the fielder managed to pick up cleanly.
Weeks is going for an elaborate drive in the air for some time, but away from any fielder, and going through for a single and bringing up the end of the over. 16 for 2 after 5. That's the end of the first power play, Marty.
Yeah, and 3 wickets. No, it's still 1 over left.
Still
in
1
fact,
over, sorry.
yeah, we still have 6 deliveries, with 3 runs coming from that Ramnarine over. So as you were saying, Leewards want to make this over count. Trinidad have been very disciplined, haven't served up too many bad deliveries.
I don't expect them to, because they're disciplined.
Well drilled as well, look like a well drilled unit.
Yes.
Well coached.
And then when the spinners would have come on, you'll see how much they can stifle or restrict an opposition batting lineup. Captain Samara Ramnath. She has been bowling well through this tournament so far.
She was outstanding yesterday versus the Windwards. That's a good shot. Can't get it past that short fine leg. But you mentioned Ramnath, 4 for 10 yesterday in her 4 overs. So as we were saying, a very diverse and effective bowling lineup here for the Trinidad and Tobago women. They'll be hunting a championship. I think later on in the week we've got Trinidad and Tobago, Barbados, that top of the table clash. Exciting encounter to look forward to.
That would be, I think, on Friday.
Big shout, big shout. Possibly just going down the leg side. But runs hard to come by here for the Leewards. Trinidad tightening the shackles here. 4 dots to begin with from Ram Tahal this time. As we said, it was Ram Naran. She's only conceded 7 in her 2 as well.
She gets around the corner and immediately sets off for the single, and Miss Field would have helped her to get into her crease quite comfortably. Speaking about that match between Barbados and Trinidad and Tobago, it's right here on Friday, Mali. The second game of the doubleheader. So
yeah,
I think we should be here to bring you that coverage live on the 360 network. It's beginning at 2 on Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern Caribbean time. A single to end the 6th over, 18th for to the Leeward Islands. Not going too badly in the circumstances, having already lost 2 wickets, but they need maybe to up the scoring rate a bit from now on in.
Yeah, they'd want to up the scoring rate, but I'll have to give that first power play to the Trinidad and Tobago under 19 women. 18 for 2. Have a look at that run rate. Just 3 runs per over. So they'll be very happy with how that first phase of play has gone. It's all about keeping the batters under pressure from a Trinidad and Tobago perspective. And from the Leeward's perspective, can they transfer a bit of pressure back onto these bowlers?
It's going to take some doing.
Yes.
And if Skerritt, Zara Skerritt, and her captain are able to do that, it would be an achievement in itself.
Well, she's already in double figures again here. 11 off 15. If she can just find the boundary just a little more often.
Bowling change. Brianna Haricharan, the right spinner, floats one up immediately.
She was also superb yesterday versus the Windwards. Seems like every bowler played their part yesterday. She bowled her 4 overs, conceding just 9 runs. Picked up 2 wickets as well. Economy rate of just 2.25. She's going to bowl in her cap.
Yes. Feeling well to her own bowling.
Yeah, similar to what we see from Trinidad and Tobago and West Indian off spinner. And Ramharak really bowls without her cap. And sunglasses as well.
I think someone was making the comparison that Haricharan resembles Ramnarak
in
terms of her mannerism.
Maybe Ramarak's her hero or her idol, cricketing idol. Slightly different here is Haricharan with her leggies. But she started well. And it's something that's been quite evident to me throughout this tournament. The wrist spinners having quite good control.
Immediately.
Yeah, it's something you don't see that often. Takes them a bit of time to really find the area, but this one's pulled away sweetly, but well set field. 2 fielders on that leg side boundary. Still opting for only 2 though, Trinidad. It's good captaincy there. Obviously, they know it's an easier hit into the leg side, especially with the wind.
She's down on one knee and pulling this one around. Well, more tugging than pulling. She gets a single. End up the 7th over. Trinidad and Tobago maintaining their good start on this game. Leeward Islands 20 for 2 after 7.
Yeah, it's a tight grip they've got at the moment. Just 2 runs coming from that Harricharan over. Still no boundaries, really. Just the 1 boundary from Zara Skerritt. But keeping wickets in hand is something that the Leewards have actually done pretty well in this tournament.
And that's a good start.
Yeah.
For their development.
Can't wait to see these young girls maybe play some 40 over, 50 over as well, where they've got a bit more time. Obviously, a bit more physically demanding. But even from Zara Skerritt's perspective, it'll give her a bit more time in which to really look to build an innings. Develop the art of batting.
Yes. Now the bowling change is going to be Jairan. Now the spinner. Hitting in the air. This is a chance for catch. Just going over the head of the square leg fielder. And a lucky escape there for Weeks.
Yeah, once again, looking like another wrist spinner here in Jairam. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got the slip in, which is good to see. Saw a couple edges yesterday go through that slip region when the wrist spinners were bowling. Another wristy here.
Skerritt might have been taking a little bit of a chance there.
She does. She does take a few chances when running between the wickets. But what she does is put the fielders under pressure. She's quick. Once again, good bowling. So a bit of turn. Bit of turn here for Jairam. She was also superb yesterday. Have a listen to her figures. 3.4 overs. 1 maiden, 1 wicket for 3 runs.
Excellent.
This one's just been chipped back over her head. Her economy rate was 0.82, Colin. So less than 1 run per over. Tells you these girls have very good control.
Again, Skerritt is looking for that single. Not yet. Wasn't there at all. But the positivity about her, you have to commend.
Just couldn't quite find the gap. Yeah, she was looking for another single, that ball in a good area. Catching her slightly on the crease. Just 1 run from that Jairam over. So the pressure continues to build. But this is good pressure in terms of from a Leeward's perspective. How do they respond? I like seeing the girls being put through their paces in terms of how do I respond to this challenge? What strokes do I play? What are my scoring areas? What do I feel most comfortable doing at this stage in terms of my decision making? You learn a lot about these young players. I hope they can get a lot more of this match experience because it's so vital.
But it's down to the authorities. Either Cricket West Indies, Leeward Islands.
Given. At first I thought maybe it was just sneaking down the leg side, but umpire Shekels thinks otherwise. And Harricharan picks up her first. Leah Weeks, the skipper, has to go. The Leeward's 21 for 3.
Yeah, that delivery probably pitching between middle and off. And she was looking to sweep. And I maybe thought that she might have gotten maybe an edge onto it. But umpire Shekels looked at it otherwise.
She got a fairway across her stumps, didn't she? Did Weeks. Had to make contact there. Probably just nailing that leg stump. Good decision to me in the end, seeing it on replay.
Yes.
Have a look at her front foot. Gets her cross. She's hit right there. The foot moves after. But in real time, umpire Shekels, he was convinced. So was the Trinidad and Tobago team. Brings Lois George to the crease. Two teammates from England hoping to repair some of the damage being done.
She gets a wide delivery, as indicated now by umpire Shackles.
As you were saying yesterday, Colin, this pair, Lois George, is here mainly because of Zara Skerritt.
Yes.
Both coming down from Yorkshire, school in Yorkshire, Scarborough College. Zara's now finished, will be going to university later this year. Been told she'll be attending the Loughborough University. And anyone that knows anything about English sport universities in the UK, you know that Loughborough is the absolute top sporting school, sporting university, especially when it comes to cricket.
This one is dabbed quietly down to whitish point, shortish third man in that area, a single.
Yeah, it's a place that's helped to develop many England internationals from around the world in a myriad of sports. Rugby, Olympic athletes as well. It's got top-notch facilities. So she'll be going to a very good place indeed.
She comes in to strike and she's out caught. That one hitting the back of the bat, taking a leading edge and out caught at mid-wicket, and the Leewards have lost another wicket. They are 23 for 4 off just 8.3 overs.
Yeah, and that's a huge wicket. Skerritt has to go. That's that pressure I was talking about, just building on the young lady. But once again, I can't hammer home this point enough. Valuable, very valuable experience here in terms of her cricketing journey. She will learn from that. She'll understand what happened. Well, you hope to. You'd hope so. She looks like she's got a good head on her shoulders. She goes for 12. The Leeward's in a spot above her, 23 for 4.
Yes, and as you see her walking back to the pavilion, she also had a quiet word with Sequinia Dasent as she came to the middle to replace her. Let's look at that wicket again.
Yeah, maybe just turning the bat slightly too soon. Once again, Haricharan picking up her second. It was there to be worked, as you said. Maybe taking the back of the bat, the leading edge. Simple catch in the end. Number 78, Azaria Mullah, taking the catch.
No, sorry. Naidu. No, I was making the point that Naidu, after she was brought from off the boundary and fielding closer in, seems to have been distinguishing herself much better. Right? Not only taking the catch, but also feeling well that cover when she was there. So
I thought it was definitely her throw. The throw, maybe not the strongest.
yes.
Best served in the circle. That's close again. That's close again. He'll be given full and straight. Brianna Haricharan picking up her third. 4 for 3, her figures. Back-to-back standout performances with the ball from her. And with that wicket of Skerritt, so goes another Leeward's batter here. This time it was Descent.
Yeah, trap like before on the front foot. Can't say there was much of a debate with that one, Mali, unless the replay tells us otherwise.
In real time, it looked really good. Once again, full in the good area on the back foot. Missing maybe off and leg. Nailing middle.
Struck plumb in front. That was a relatively easy decision.
Very easy decision.
Mr. Shackles to make. The only doubt he might have had is if he took an inside edge. And without the benefit, well, he won't be interested in seeing any replay before making the decision. But she was fairly adjacent in front of middle stump.
Yeah, and you were just speaking about the spinners and the stranglehold that they potentially could have. It's proven to be the case.
Yeah, we're just about 35 minutes into this game, and it has gone along.
Rapid.
For 5. Leeward Islands. George facing the first ball of a new over from Jairam. Haricharan taking 3 wickets in the previous over. That tells you the accuracy and the deadly nature of the Trinidadian spinners.
Yes.
It's something that we should have come to expect from cricketers from Trinidad and Tobago, men or women, boys or girls.
What I'm really impressed with is that these women are still growing, and the fact that quite a few of these wrist spinners that I've seen throughout the teams, Barbados, Leeward Islands, Trinidad, Guyana, the control that they have. We know how difficult an art it is to bowl wrist spin, but not too many being dragged down, not too many full tosses, landing the ball more often than not in the area that they want to. And in Jairam's case here today, getting a bit of turn. There again, outside edge taken just past that first slip. George picks up another couple. Doesn't matter how she gets them at this stage. Leeward's neither. They'll just be happy to pick up as many runs as they possibly can.
Turn and bounce, Matty.
Yeah, definitely. Good area. Very good area. This from Jairam. Unlucky. That goes past the slip. In fact, slip moves slightly wider now. Big gap between the slip and the wicketkeeper.
George pulling that one down into short mid wicket. And that will depend on her from now on in if the Leewards are going to get up anywhere close to what? At this point in time, they were looking first to get to 50 and see what happens from there. Take it in short stages. But she will be perishing. Oh, put down. George hitting out and hitting in the air and not clearing the infield fielders. And I think it was Captain Brianna Harry-Charan who was guilty on that occasion.
Yeah,
she
that
has
one.
her hands on her head, at the back of her head now, number 22.
It's where we've seen them just slightly struggle, these ladies, in terms of judging these high catches. That one falling over her shoulder. It's always quite difficult.
It's actually the vice captain, Harry-Charan, not the captain. The captain is Ramnath. Yeah, but you're making a point there since yesterday, Maddie, about when the ball is in the air, it gives a little challenge for the fielders to take those catches.
For sure.
The new batter for the Leewards, Karinique Skeet, a left-hander. First left-hander for the morning for the Leewards.
That we've seen, yeah.
That brings up the end of over number 10. At the end of it, Leeward Islands really in a spot about 29 for 5. And the players will refresh themselves at the halfway stage of the innings. The ground staff will do the necessary crease remarking. And Marley Richards will give you comments afterwards. We'll take a break and come right back.
Yeah, the first half has definitely gone to the Trinidad and Tobago women. As you're seeing there, Leewards find themselves 29 for 5, the mainstay of their batting back in the pavilion. Zara Skerritt in particular, she was the key in which she would have been hoping to bat as long and as deep as possible. Wasn't the case here today. And so far, it must be said, Trinidad living up to their billing, unbeaten in the tournament so far. Tune in a few minutes. We'll join the second half of the Leeward Islands batting.
back here at the Coolidge Cricket Ground in Antigua. Somewhat overcast conditions. Nothing threatening. Some white, fluffy clouds hanging about. Leeward Islands against Trinidad and Tobago in the CWI Rising Stars Women's Under-19 Championship. Trinidad and Tobago on top. Leeward 29 for 5, batting first after winning the toss. A full toss from Harry Charan, pulled down by Skeet. She's off the mark.
And that's what these young players will learn as well as they go forward. No ball signal. So it'll be a free hit. But what they'll learn is those kind of deliveries need to be put away, especially when you're under this sort of pressure. You haven't had too many full tosses to hit. There, the Trinidad and Tobago spinner, Haricharan, getting away with one. She's been super economical. 3 for 6 so far. 2 wickets yesterday, so 5 wickets in 2 matches so far. In her last 2 matches, that is.
Let's watch this free hit. And Georgia driving back down the ground all along the floor. Will she get a boundary? Yes, she does. That was a brilliant shot, Maddie.
That's a hell of a shot from Lois George. The beauty of that was the use of the feet. Have a look at this. Gets close to it. And what they say, when you get to the pitch, you can hit it anywhere. Held her shape. That's why she got good power on that stroke as well. So she's got a bit of batting ability, and she'll have to bat the majority of these remaining overs for the Leewards.
Score up to 35 for 5.
Just a second boundary of the inning so far. Takes her into double figures.
We're in the 11th over. Like I say, the Leewards will have to take it in stages in terms of the accumulation of runs. They want to first to get to 50 while not losing any more wickets, because half the side is down already. A stifled shout by Harry Charan.
Just looking at the field, Lois George would think I just needed to make some sort of contact on it. 2 fielders on the boundary in mid-wicket and deep backward square, and a short mid-wicket there catching almost. So she just knew I just needed to knock that into the onside for 1. She'll think she missed
what
out.
Skeet was telling her.
Another full toss, so a couple full tosses starting to creep in now for her, Richaran, but she hasn't been made to pay. That one was played quite gently into the offside by George. We know she's got that ability. Want to see her keep up the positive intent. Flatter, faster. This time's aerial. Makes decent enough contact. The fielder off the square leg boundary comes in. So far, the most expensive over this by Haricharan. 6 runs coming from it. A delivery remaining. Fielders come in off that leg side boundary. Turns into offside fielders. They turn into offside fielders now with the left-handed Kerenique Skeet on strike. And they push back that deep backward square and mid-wicket. Long off comes into the circle. Mid-on goes back to long on. So quite a few adjustments here for the right-hand, left-hand combination.
Skeet looks to be a powerfully built player. And she's pulling that one away for 4.
That's what I mean. Have to put those deliveries away. Served up another full toss. This time Skeet takes full advantage. Her first boundary, the third boundary of the Leeward's innings. The end of that over from Haricharan, her most expensive. I think 10 runs coming from that.
That was a good over for the Leewards.
Yes.
If they can get a few more overs like those in terms of productivity, they will be pleased.
Yeah, they've got to be thinking a runner ball from here.
So they're inching their way to that 50. Once a landmark, but maybe target that they might have set themselves. They might have said at the start of the innings, let's get 50 on the board, and then we can take it from there. But the only thing is that they've lost 5 wickets. The only negative.
That's a big problem. But being repaired at the moment, that projected score of 73, not sure if that would be enough, but remains to be seen. And if they want to get a few more than that, though.
Jairam continues.
Starts with a dot, so she'll need to try and have another tight over here. Just conceded 7 runs in her 2.1 so far.
That looked pretty wide, Mali.
It was left by George. She was probably banking on that one being called wide.
Yeah. Skeet have to be careful by backing up too far. But she was sent back by George. Rightly so. Now George is exploring the possibility of a single, and she will get it after a misfield.
Yeah, Trinidad will be disappointed with that. Could have easily saved that run. Every run so crucial. George gets off strike. It's been a good over this from Jairam so far. 2 deliveries remaining, just a 1 run from it. Boundary riders go back. In fact, she's opted to bring deep square up slightly. Still outside the circle, but maybe 10 to 15 yards off that boundary. And look at that bounce. Big bounce once again, hitting quite high up on the bat.
I think the Trinidad and Tobago captain is aware that Weeks is a powerful hitter of the ball, so she has put out the mid wicket and the deep backward square.
But look at the area in which Jairam's bowling. Good area outside the off stump. Can't access the onside with that.
No.
Fantastic over that. Just the 1 run from it. The Leewards would have been hoping to build on that momentum from that Haricha run over. 10 runs. But Jairam comes back with another tight one. See them deep in conversation there, just knowing a partnership to bat for as many of these remaining 8 overs as possible. And it will get easier as the longer they spend at the crease. Bowling change now. Ramnath comes into the attack. We spoke about her performance yesterday, picking up 4 for 10 versus the Windward Islands in her 4 overs. What an option to call on now. With her off spinners, similar to Ram Harak as well, bowling in her cap, ponytail flowing.
They must have been watching her. And she's out bowled. George playing back and not getting sufficient bat onto it, taking an inside edge and the ball going onto her stump. So just a slight bit of misconcentration there on the part of George, going back and not covering the ball sufficiently enough with the bat and being bowled. Leeward sliding into further trouble. 41 for 6, 12.2 overs.
Yeah, real struggle now to even get up to that 60-70 mark. He'll take some decent batting. Ramnath right into the attack in a good area. Turn. Bitter turn. Catching Lois George on the crease.
Yes. That one turned into her. And One day she was looking to play looking for the ball that was going away instead of the one coming into her, because she really didn't cover herself sufficiently enough for that ball turning in.
Yeah, it looked like she was looking to play that into the offside.
Yeah.
Lois George. She had to go for 12. Decent innings from her once again, but he was just losing a few too many wickets here.
The new batter is Warner, and she's bowled as well. First ball, Ramnarat is on a hat trick.
Oh, she is. We saw a bowler on a hat trick yesterday. She did pick up a hat trick yesterday in that match versus the Windward Islands, so she's looking for back-to-back hat tricks there. 4 for 10 yesterday. She's 2 without conceding a run so far. 2 wickets already in just 3 deliveries. Can she have back-to-back hat tricks? I know for a fact, Colin, that would be a record. Definitely be a record here in the women's under 19 if she could get back-to-back hat tricks.
This one also turning as well, Maddie.
Big turn, massive turn. It's fantastic to see Jairam and Ramnath in particular getting assistance out of this pitch. Well, that tells me not only they've got good control, but they're looking to impart as much spin as they possibly can on these deliveries. And it's something which I've been critical a lot of our spinners over the years. Tend to roll the ball out.
As opposed to
really trying to spin the ball as big as possible.
Every time Ramnath takes the ball, you expect something to happen.
Definitely.
She's full of confidence. She's on a hat trick. Can she do it again for the second day running? This one pitching down the onside.
She'll be disappointed with that. She'd know that she didn't land that in the area in which she wanted to, just a bit too straight. But it's a dot nonetheless.
And that's a good shot from the new batter, Bahuja Ra. And she will get at least 2 and well stopped just inside the boundary rope. And 2 good looking runs for the new batter for the Leeward Islands.
Yeah. Bujraj. Through the gap. Fantastic shot. Good cricket all around. Good ball. Good cricketing stroke. Fantastic fielding.
Yes. Ramnath looks for her 3rd wicket. She has already got 2 in this over. She thought she had her batter there, but no, says umpire Shackles. Brings up the end of the 13th over. Leeward Islands 43 for 7.
Yeah, 43 for 7. Ramnath 2 for 2 from her first. And that final delivery, just looking to sneak that a little quicker delivery past the new batter. Shows me she's a thinking cricketer, Samara Ramnath.
Always thinking the game. Very important to stay in the game physically and mentally.
And I think body language is really important as well. And just looking at her body language, it's very positive. We've seen quite a lot of positive body language throughout this tournament. But like her mannerisms, she's got energy, hop, skip, and a bounce before she really gets into her bowling action. It's good to watch. And here comes Naidu with her spinners now as well. So spin proving to be quite decisive for Trinidad and Tobago. They've got a multitude of options. We spoke about the diversity in the attack. Oh, how did that miss? Another wrist spinner here, slightly slower through the air is Naidu, but landing it where she wants to once again.
Yeah, I think the bounce saved Skeet a while ago. Naidu will try again. And Skeet gets one wide of off stump. I'm just wondering, Mali, Skeet and Buja. What are they from the Leeward Islands? I get the impression they could be from other islands. Would be interesting to find out. I think I'll make a check with the Leeward's management at the end of the innings and to see. Here's a chance of a run out. Had that gone directly to the stump, and she's run out. I was thinking that had it gone directly and hit the stumps, Bahuja might have been short of a ground, and so says umpire Shackles.
Yeah, I think that was a good take from the wicketkeeper. I'd like to see it again. The throw wasn't the best. Got to the wicketkeeper on the half volley. But once again, Trinidad executing some good out cricket there. And another Leeward's wicket goes. This time it's Bujraj. Her stay at the crease wasn't too long.
The 8th wicket has gone down, 43 runs on the board. The 8th wicket going down via the run out route. So it tells you that the Trinidad and Tobago team, they're on their toes, no matter what the situation is, whether it's bowling, fielding, or even when they get a chance to bat. Let's look at the run out again. Is it the captain? And the wicketkeeper taking it on the first bounce and breaking the stumps in the process.
Yeah, some good wicket keeping there to deal with that throw and to affect the run out.
So Captain Samara Ramnath setting the example, not only with the ball, but also in the field. That was also hurtful to the wicketkeeper's end.
We saw it yesterday as well from skipper Daniel Aman's similar impact on the match in the field and with the ball.
So the new batter is Daly.
Yeah, Rachira Daly.
Rachira Daly. And Daly without an E.
So hopefully the Leewards here, they'll just be thinking, can we bat out 20?
She was trying to get more bat onto that one if she did get any at all. By signal by umpire Tate.
I think they'll be a little disappointed with this performance so far. The Leewards themselves, based on what they've done in the tournament leading up yesterday versus that Barbados team. Obviously, that 207 would have been massive. The way they went about batting in their 20 overs.
Yes, I like the way they approach it and only losing, 4 wickets?
Yeah. 116 for 4 off their 20, but successful over that for Naidu as well. Without conceding too many, the Leewards really up against it. 44 for 8, 6 overs remain.
So it's going to be down to these two batters for the Leewards to see how much they can take the Leewards first past 50 and then whatever else can come after that. Not saying that 50 runs is going to be a challenging target for the Trinidad and Tobago batting lineup, but it's a target that the Leewards would have been looking at the start of the innings. Can they achieve that against a very formidable Trinidad and Tobago bowling attack, both seam and spin? And there she goes, leg before, straight away. The captain, Ramnath, knew she had her batter. That one turning and no bat, straight onto the pad. And there goes the Leeward's 9th wicket. As we watch the replay.
Yeah, she's a thinking cricketer, realizing I don't need to toss this one up. I just need to get this one flatter and faster through. Giving the batter Daly no chance, really. Struck right in front. And she'll be looking to wrap up this innings here. Have a look at those figures. 3 for 2 from 1.1.
So the last Leeward's batter is walking to the crease. And that's Ketanya Skeppel.
The daughter of former national cricketer and footballer Kerry Skeppel.
Yes. Kerry was also a former West Indies under 15 cricketer. So, some little pedigree there. Ketanya having some issue with her helmet. Again, we were told that she wasn't part of the squad that assembled in Antigua for preparation for this tournament saw the team training at the Pickett's Sports Club ground, not too far away from us here. And she asked if she could be part of it, and she was drafted in. So she comes in at number 11.
See if she can at least get a couple runs here for the Leewards. Ramnath would be looking
more
to be
known for her footballing exploits, especially with the national team of Antigua and Barbuda, both junior and senior, or youth and senior. Delivery just wide of off stump. Skeppel didn't get to the pitch of it. Wonderful appearance here. They were here yesterday, Mali. Looking out. Yes, they're definitely there, Kerry and Patrice. The parents of Ketanya Skeppel. On the left-hand side of the grandstand. On the southern side of the Coolidge Cricket Ground. The sun is shining in all its glory. Can Skeppel get off the mark? She's driving again. The bounce might have been a little bit accommodating for her that it didn't hit the stumps. The ball bouncing just over the stumps. She's going to face her 5th delivery. So still not yet off the mark. Leeward's 49 for 9. We're in the 15th over. Rat tries again for Trinidad Tobago, and Skeppel gets that one of the bottom portion of the bat and just going to the onside, and she gets a single. So
off the mark.
Off the mark, and she will feel pleased about that.
Definitely, as you said, she was drafted in quite late. She's not a cricketer by any stretch of the imagination. Very good female footballer, but she's a good athlete all around. That's the pedigree that she comes with. She's coming from a very athletic family.
Her mom, Patrice, as well played football. One of the top female referees in Antigua and Barbuda. But I believe Patrice's duties as a fire police has also caused her not to have maybe gone on with her footballing and refereeing exploits. I think Kerry's based in the United States as a football coach at a college, Maddie.
Yeah, I know he was. I'm not sure if he's back here now. He was up in Maine, I think. Up in Boston.
I think...
or is the state Massachusetts? I think it is. But in that area.
She's playing with a flat bat down the track, and she hustles through a single. She has to get there quickly.
Did she get in? Did she get in? She does. Just. We know she's quick. Obviously, in football, the shin pads aren't quite as big as batting pads.
And a bat in your hand
and
as well.
And a bat and a helmet on.
Wow.
You can see her fiddling around with that helmet. All these experiences will be very new to a lot of these girls.
Skeet, the left-hander, comes in to strike, and she's getting one which bounced a little bit onto her. Jairam, the bowler.
Yeah, she's yet to pick up a wicket, but she's been very frugal in terms of keeping the runs to an absolute minimum here.
It's a 4th over, and she has only conceded 9 runs, so still has 3 balls to go.
That's good control. Have a look at that. Slightly quicker. Knowing exactly what she wants to do. She wants to keep the ball away from the natural swinging arc of the left-handed Skeet, who she knows just wants to have a swing through that onside. She's keeping it away from the hitting zone. There, not quite. Right in the hitting zone. And power. So you can see where Skeet's power comes from, or where her strength is. That 4 brings the Leewards to 50. So that landmark being hit They'll want a few more here, though. Can they get another 20, 25 runs? Can they spear do it? The partnership 6 of 10.
That was a good shot. And even though the fielder at backward point attempted to get both hands to it, it was through her like a flash.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if she pushes the fielder back, because they've got the option to use 5 fielders outside the circle here after the first power play, just opting for the one at the moment. And they've brought a helmet on, and the fielder is in closer extra cover.
They've pushed back the backward point to a deep backward point.
Where? It's no backward point.
Sorry, square leg body. Yeah, my bad.
Mm.
The backward square.
Well, I think that the backward square started in
the
it's
circle.
now gone back, yes.
Because of the previous shot that was played by
Skeet.
So we're into the last 4 overs. Some instructions being sent out to the Leeward's batters. If we can make a guess, that would be saying
Bat
make
as
sure
many as possible.
bat the next 4 overs. Stay there. Or maybe telling Skepper to give as much of the strike to Skeet.
She can try. Definitely try, even though she'll have that competitive edge, that competitive spirit. Yeah, once again, looking to at least make contact. Ramnath looking to wrap up this Leeward Islands innings. This one's hit in the air. It'll go to the field at mid-wicket and caught! Well judged. Fantastic catch, herring off that boundary. So the innings is over. The Leewards are bowled out for 50. It'll be 51 for Trinidad to win this game. Ramnath picks up her 4th. 4 for 3, her figures. So it was a hat-trick yesterday, 4 for 10 in her 4 overs. And here, back-to-back matches, she's picked up another 4 for 3 this time.
Well, that was a well-judged catch by the Trinidad and Tobago fielder. It was in the air for a long time, and it was falling as she was getting closer to it. And she made sure that she got both hands, held on to it, and a well-judged catch to end the Leeward Islands innings at 50 all out of 16.1 overs. So 51 for Trinidad and Tobago to win, and very good performance by Trinidad and Tobago in the field. Ramnath 3 for 3 from 2.1 overs. Very, very good return. Very good all-round performance from the Trinidad and Tobago team. And you're indicating it's 4 wickets, man. 4 for 3. Well, you could ask for better figures.
No, you couldn't, could you? Backing up that performance yesterday. In fact, it's been a good all-round bowling performance. Ram Narain and Ram Tahal each picking up a wicket early with the new ball. Haricharan coming into the attack with 3 for 15. And then Ramnath just finishing things off, 4 for 3. And Naidu chipped in with 1 wicket as well.
So, as the Trinidad and Tobago team make their way to the dressing room, the Leewards no doubt will be looking to see how much they can come back into this game, if they can at all, when the Trinidad and Tobago team takes to the crease. But we want to just give you an indication of what's happening over in Ball Beef in Liberta. It's Barbados women against Jamaica. The situation, the game would have just started about 10 minutes ago. Barbados 8 for 1. And so far, the batter out for Barbados is Ebony Brathwaite. She was caught by Captain Adanya Barr of the bowling of Devasia Brown for 6. Jadair Holder is not out on 1. And the new batter for Barbados is Captain Tiana Herbert Mayes. She's there to face the delivery. So Barbados, after scoring 206 against the Leeward Islands yesterday, 8 for 1 against Jamaica over in Ball Beef in Liberta. Here at the Coolidge Cricket Ground, next to the VC Bird International Airport, the situation is the Leeward Islands have been bowled out for 50. Trinidad and Tobago have 51 to win. And if we can just probably look at the Trinidad and Tobago bowling figures. I know those of you in Trinidad and Tobago will be very keen to know how well your team bowled as we give you the bowling figures for Trinidad and Tobago. Ramnarine, 3 overs, no maidens, 7 runs, 1 wicket. Ramtal, 3 overs, no maidens, 11 runs, 1 wicket. Haricharan, 3 overs, 15 runs, no maidens, 3 wickets. Jairam, 4 overs for 13 runs, no wicket. Ramnat, 2.1 overs, 3 maidens, 3 runs, 3 wickets. And Naidu, 1 over and a maiden. So that's a tale of the Trinidad and Tobago bowling attack. Leeward Islands being bowled out for 50. Skerritt 12, Wilson 2, Smitten 1, Week 6, George 12, Desant no score, Skeet 10, Warner no score, Bahuja 2, Daly no score, and Skeppel 2. Extras 3, Leeward's 50 all out. So that's the position here at the Coolidge Cricket Ground. On behalf of Marty Richards, my co-commentator, we'll take a break and then we'll be right back with the start of the Trinidad and Tobago innings in about 15 minutes. Welcome back to the Coolest Cricket Ground in Antigua, where we are here to bring you the start of the Trinidad and Tobago reply to the Leeward Islands first, the Leeward Islands total of 50 all out in this Cricket West Indies Rising Stars on the 19th Women's Championship game. It's the fourth round of matches. The Leeward Islands coming up against a very potent Trinidad and Tobago attack and being bowled out for just 50 in 16.2 overs. So the front runners, Trinidad and Tobago, having 51 to make to win this game. And judging from what we have seen in the previous matches involving the Trinidad and Tobago team, I don't think this will be too much of a bother for them in terms of getting to the runs required. They have 3 wins under their belt. The lead was only 1 from their 3 matches. So it's going to be a challenging prospect for this Leeward Islands bowling attack to restrict the Trinidad and Tobago team for anything less than 50. Mali, Richards is with me, and he might see it differently.
No, I don't. I agree 100% with you, Colin. Accurately said, this Leeward's bowling lineup definitely will be up against it. We saw it coming for a bit of punishment yesterday, but at the same time, this is all development. These girls will be a lot better for these experiences.
So it's going to be Alia Weeks to bowl the first delivery, and she's going to be bowling to Amrita Ramtal.
Mm-hmm.
This delivery is played somewhat in the air, going out to the field in the cover.
And what's been interesting to see is in that game yesterday, in which Trinidad and Tobago won by 10 wickets, it was skipper Ramnath and Ram Tahal leading the charge, 53 without loss, winning that game in 6.3 overs. Ramnath scoring 27 off 22 with 5 fours, and Ram Tahal 18 off 18 with 2 fours.
Ram Tahal was the opening bowler for the Trinidad and Tobago team, so she likes to be in the thick of things early on. While Judge singled there, just playing it deftly onto the onside and coming through to the single. So the captain, Samara Ramnath, left-hander, right arm off-break bowler, left-handed batter, will face her first delivery, third ball of the Trinidad and Tobago innings.
What these young girls will learn as well through the experience that they're having in this tournament, especially in the field, a lot of the throws are very powerful, even when the fielder is close to the wicketkeeper or throwing to the non-striker's end. I think they'll learn how to gauge those throws a lot better.
Weeks. Sorry, Maddie.
No, sorry, go on.
No, I was just commenting on Weeks' straightish run-up. And she looks to take a fairly long run in comparison to the other seamers we have seen in this tournament so far.
I like her. I like her with the ball. Definitely. She's got good rhythm, good natural action, good repeatable action. It's one of the better seam bowlers that we've seen in this tournament so far. She came in for a lot of punishment yesterday. But if you just look at the raw materials, very athletic.
This should be her fourth delivery. And Ram Tahal is driving somewhat in the air. Or is it Ramnath? Ramnath, actually. This one is pulled away and has gone for maximum, has it? Yes, signal now by umpire Shekels. And it says 1 over the shoulder. And he has changed his decision to 4. Yeah, so he corrected himself.
Yeah, it was very close to being a 6, just landing slightly inside that boundary. But have a look at that. Someone that understands T20 batting, understands batting in a power play, taking full advantage of that short delivery.
that brought up the end of the over. 5 without loss, Trinidad and Tobago. Louis George, who has done fairly well with the ball, will bowl the second over. Leeward doesn't have much to work with in terms of the total they made, so it's to get their best bowlers into the action as quickly as possible. One such is Louis George.
Yeah, that's a good point, Colin. We've seen her just starting to emerge and stand out in terms of her performances with the ball, Louis George. Obviously, the Leeward Islands setup wouldn't have known too much about her coming into this tournament.
This is a good delivery.
Yeah, it was Lianga Wana that took the new ball from
the case where the Leewards are always the last to get their team ready. While the other territories would have known months in advance and at least put something in place to, get the players prepared.
Well, you got to get the heads, Leeward Islands Association. Got to get them in and ask some tough questions, I think.
Yeah, we need to ask these questions because you get the impression that they go to a different meeting. Because if this isn't, if I'm understanding what goes on, so as early as April, they would have indication that there's going to be an under-19 tournament, preferably in the summer when it's vacation time.
More than they don't have one, then at least you're a little ahead in terms of your preparation. So just got to really pencil in women and girls as a fixture in cricket, especially in this region.
Yes.
There's absolutely nothing, even here, even in the Leewards, the women, there's no leagues for them. So them actually winning, I think it was the T20 Blaze earlier this year, the Leeward Islands women.
Yes.
It's absolutely in spite of rather than because of.
It can't be right. It can't be fair to the players. Whether they be men, boys, women, girls, it can't be fair to them. You got to give them a chance at least to get good preparation. And like I said, in the absolute training camp, you must have known them in the respective territories. So put them in some sort of training program with the coaches because individual development is as good as team practicing.
Yeah, and that's where the individual territories come in terms of what do they have in the region. We understand it's similar to the West Indies. We understand the different challenges that those things pose, but there's a history of us making it work here. So it's not
rocket science.
Yeah, and it's not a situation where it hasn't been done. All you simply ask, tournaments need to be played, development programs need to be in place, and the right coaches and the right administrators need to be in the positions they need to be.
Yes. We have a short break in play because the Hull
probably hit on the toe in that previous delivery on the foot. Previous over from Louis George. Maybe just a bit of cold spray coming out.
Yes. The physio. Looking to our right, Mali, we see another visiting delegation looking at some issue or some sort of tour party. Looking at something to be done.
This delegation, though, I would say.
Yeah.
This one's all Chinese or all Asian at the moment.
There's going to be a big cricket forum here in early November as part of the Shogam conference. So, and I know they're going to be using the Sticky Wicket conference room and facility.
Yeah, I've had enough of forums and town halls and talk shops, basically. We need more action. We do a lot of talking in this part of the world.
Very much so. And little comes out of it.
Little comes out of it.
Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, what is needed for coming out of these meetings is resources, financial.
To finding creative ways as well.
To help develop, first, the facilities, getting equipment and gear for the players, and providing the environment for them to be trained, coached properly, and playing matches.
So if you think about this facility to begin with, who is this built by? Sal Stanford, wasn't it?
You're right.
The Texan, completely outside of the cricketing realm, per se.
Delivery punched away. Good shot. Single.
Good strong arm, that.
And
from
now it's
Louis
being
George.
owned partly by the government of Antigua and Barbuda and Cricket West Indies.
Exactly, and that in itself was a point.
Sporadically.
And that's the point. Why did it take a Texan from completely outside of the cricket realm to understand what was possible here? That keeps being the case.
Smitten is the bowler. There was a little slide while she went to field the ball, and limiting the batsman to a single, or the batters to a single. Another single for the Trinidad and Tobago team. They might get a second, but quickly recovered.
This is good for the Leewards, making a C from a competitive standpoint. 6 overs, first power play gone. Stage. They were 1 run ahead. I think they were 18 for 2 after the first 6.
But
so from an economical standpoint, they've been very good. But wickets, obviously, I don't think they'll be able to defend 51 in 20 overs. But they're making a very good fist of it so far.
The Leeward Islands in the field, yes. They have not just come out and say, we can't defend these runs.
Right.
We'll try.
So that in itself was an improvement. Even though they would have said, okay, we've underachieved a little bit with the bat in that first innings, especially coming off a decent innings yesterday versus that Barbados team. At least with the ball here, we're seeing a massive improvement. If you think they put really taking chances coming to them, good rhythmical action. Looks like an athlete. Yep. Fantastic technique. Good fielding in the end. Definitely saved 3 runs there. That was on its way to the boundary. Opting to go around the wicket to the left-handed Ram Tahal now. So it's in the air, peels off the outside edge. Went in the vicinity of that point fielder, but not quite going to hand. So Trinidad living quite dangerously at the moment. Not being allowed to get away. Have a look at that run rate, below 3.
So Leeward's bowlers holding their own.
Definitely.
Got to commend them. It only shows had they had maybe more time to prepare and more matches. And she's out caught. I just momentarily being obscured by the column in front of me, Mali. And the Sun definitely deserves that wicket.
Definitely. Okay. It's good pressure, sustained pressure. This from the Leeward Islands bowlers. And they've managed to hold on to one. That one flatter hit to the fielder at extra cover. Takes a good sharp catch. So the first Trinidad and Tobago wicket goes down. Ramnath goes for 7. It's 19 for 1.
Yes, if any bowler deserved a wicket in this tournament, certainly it was Dassan, because she was just erringly on or about off stump, a little bit wide at times, inviting the Trinidad and Tobago batters to play shots, and that on that occasion, as you said, a little bit flatter, and there was Ramnath driving, not keeping it down and taking at extra cover. Good catch, good bowling, good wicket for the Leewards.
Yeah, fantastic wicket. We'll be happy with that, making inroads into this Trinidad and Tobago batting lineup. New batter is Soraya Kawal Singh, coming in at number 3.
Maybe we can.
Didn't get an option. Didn't get a chance to bat yesterday. Opening pair knocked off that 53-run target. She gets a knock here. Big burly type. Looks quite strong.
Ball keeping a bit low there.
Definitely got to be looking to come forward, especially to these deliveries from the airport road end. Maybe just keeping slightly lower. Bowlers aren't the tallest, so you'll get that lower skiddy bounce.
Misses around descent. So over at Ball Beef in Liberta, Barbados in a little spot of bother, Maddie. 43 for 2. 45 for 3, sorry. Already Ebony Brathwaite is back in the pavilion for only just 6. A chance of a run out here. Holder 9. Herbert Mills no score. Sanaya Bruce 20 not out. And Jamise Morris Allen 3 not out. So Jamaica holding their own with the ball against Barbados.
And they've dismissed the dangerous Ebony Brathwaite, player to score the first 100 in the women's under-19 Rising Stars T20 tournament here.
And look at it, Maddie. Devasia Brown, she has taken 3 for 10 from her 4 overs.
Yeah, I thought she was impressive
commenting
yesterday.
about her yesterday.
Yeah, without picking up any wickets, but the way she went about it and to remove probably Ebony Brathwaite.
Yeah, she has all 3 wickets.
That would give her a lot of confidence. Thinking, hey, I've removed an international player here.
So Barbados have to be careful because if they don't put a target that will be challenging for Jamaica, I think the Jamaicans can get there.
Trinidad here as well. Can't afford to rest on their laurels. Still, what, 30 odd or so, 31 runs to get. 78 deliveries. That should be no issue. Leewards need wickets.
Smitten with a second over, or the start of a second over, wide.
Because she's just slightly slower through the air, you expect her to get that drift, that breeze blowing across this Coolidge cricket ground. She's gone flatter and faster.
She seems to make a deliberate delay before she starts her stride to the wicket. Slightly, almost like if she's a baseball pitcher. She's bending over slightly. Her back foot is off the ground, and then she's angling a delivery as a pitcher. She goes backwards and forward, and then she comes in.
Yeah, slightly unorthodox in the way she goes about things, as you were saying. It's all about trying to find the right balance, right rhythm to her bowling. It's better. It's a better delivery. Trinidad, they don't want to put themselves under too much pressure here by just doing too much blocking. Still got to be looking to score, keeping that positive intent. Never know what can happen.
Kawal Singh is coming down the track and slightly beaten for a moment, but she was able to adjust and get back onto it.
Yeah, almost yorked herself. There did Kawal Singh. She was looking to advance, looking to come forward, get to the pitch. She hasn't quite got her timing just yet.
Smith will try again. Good delivery. Good delivery. And she's showing the enthusiasm to feel to her own bowling.
I think it was Smith yesterday who actually put her body on the line to dive in, attempting a quick single. Once again, not afraid to hit the turf. That's a good delivery. Good delivery. They're going to try and scamper through for a single. They do in the end, but that was the pressure being built by Jacazia Smithen.
End of over number 8. Trinidad and Tobago 22 for 1.
How hard can they make this Trinidad and Tobago team work? So 8 overs gone, 2 overs remaining to get it past the 10 over mark. Now they got to be pushing. Can we get it to 12, 13? Even to the 15th over, I think they would have done a remarkable job if they were to stretch this game out as long as that.
Percy Daniel, the Leeward Islands coach, just off the boundary rope on the western side, indicating some instructions to his players.
Interesting.
The Sand, the lone wicket taker so far for the Leewards, continues. Not feeling keenly to her bowling, but backed up on the onside.
It's so important you have the right coaches involved. I think that's absolutely key. I think coaching women and or girls and then boys is a completely different thing.
Short delivery hit in the air. There's a chance for a catch. Is she's going to get under it? She might have just slightly misjudged it, or she thought maybe her teammate was coming for it, Dasant. But that was clearly another opportunity for the Leewards to take another wicket. High in the air. Not a good shot at all from Caldwell Singh.
Yeah.
And that catch should have been really taken.
The high catch is definitely an issue at this stage for these young ladies. Judging the flight of the ball. As I was saying yesterday, the game's still very quick. It hasn't slowed down yet for a lot of these ladies. So when the ball goes up, you almost see the mind racing, not getting into the strong positions. And that comes from practice. Definitely comes from practice.
The scent continues. Good delivery. And how often have we said this about her bowling? This is just her second over.
Yeah, it's been a struggle for the Trinidad and Tobago batters really to get away these Leeward's bowlers. It's been very disciplined stuff. So you just imagine if they could have eked out another 30 runs or so. 80, it would have been very, very challenging if they could bowl in this manner.
A vehicle stops on the airport road end. The driver in that minivan, grey, looking to get a bird's eye view of what's happening here.
Taking in some of the action. Either that or he's on his phone.
That's a good delivery. You can see that one holding its own in the air and really asking the batter, Ramtal, to really get back onto it, because hadn't she would have been a candidate for a leg before decision.
Yeah, that one was tailing into the pads from round the wicket. She's been so accurate. To the left-hander. Missed her run. Good move. Abort. Do it again. So just showing these young players, showing that they're growing in experience.
Pulled away, but straight to the fielder.
She's loving that bit of work. What she'll have to worry about now or be cognizant of going forward is just staying off that day, especially when she's around the wicket. That would be a concept that would be totally alien to a lot of these ladies.
Really giving it a good fist here. Dasant.
Just there again, finishing right down the middle of the pitch. Her worst delivery of her spell so far. It's been put away. So just slightly spoils a good over there. Sequania descent. She's conceded 8 runs so far. Picked up the 1 wicket.
So maybe when we all thought that this game would have been over, in the first power play or just about. Leeward's not giving up at all.
Nah,
They're
they're
saying to
putting
the
up a
Trinidad and Tobago batters, if you want to score the runs, we're going to make you work hard to do so.
putting up a good fight here.
And she's delivering from way behind the popping crease, Maddie.
And that's one that she probably where she missed her run.
Yes. And just over pitching.
Yeah, wasn't at her most balanced, wasn't comfortable on the crease in terms of her positioning.
Looking at Barbados, we still haven't gotten any update in the score. Still saying 51 for 3. Smitten. That's a good drive. And good drive by Kalwa Singh.
Yeah, from a Trinidadian perspective, they're just happy to Kawal Singh happy to get off strike, especially first delivery of the over. Seeing quite a few dots, and that's where the pressure actually builds. And maybe fifth, sixth ball, you see a big stroke. Once again, good tight stuff this. So the bowlers, it's been a bowler's day so far. In terms of no batters really being able to impose themselves.
Flighter delivery hit in the air, but it's safe. And it will go pretty close to the boundary. Goes over the ropes now for 4.
Yes, good shot that from the left-handed Ram Tahal. Slightly overpitched, bit of air there by Smithen. Goes down the ground. Just needed to clear that mid-on fielder. She did so quite comfortably. That's prompted Lianga Warner, who was previously at mid-on, to go back onto the long-on fence. Look at this, not quite sure what this field is at the moment. Catania Skeppel, it looks like they're in that extra cover region on the boundary.
Maybe she needs to go a little bit more square to her right.
Partnership 15 of 19 now. Just inching closer. Trinidad and Tobago. Leeward still fighting hard though. Why this one's cut away. Good hand in the end.
Chance
Run
of
out
a
chance,
runner.
but the throw's high. The throw is a
Oh!
bit high. Definitely a run out opportunity.
Yeah, in an exuberance to get the throw back to the keeper. She threw it too high. And that was a lucky escape for Kawal Singh. We just completed over number 10. And if Trinidad and Tobago needed a break, it has come at an opportune time for them. The Leewards would have loved to continue, but nonetheless, it's a refreshment break. So after 10, Trinidad and Tobago chasing 51 for victory at 35 for 1. We'll do ourselves the honor as well of taking a break, and we're back in a minute or two. Back here at the Kurdish Cricket Ground in Antigua after that refreshment break. We're back to the live action in the CWI Rising Stars Under-19s Women's Championship match between Trinidad and Tobago, who are chasing 51 for victory, 34 for 1 against the Leeward Islands, who made 50 in their innings, wide served up.
That's an area in which they've been much improved today, the Leeward Islands. Haven't bowled too many wides in this inning so far. One just sneaking in there by descent. But she's been good. 1 for 9 from her 2. Still staying around the wicket to the left-handed Ramtahal.
Good shot there from Ramtahal, getting a single.
Yeah, slightly aerial, near to the bowler, but as you said, a good stroke, good-looking cricket stroke. Inching closer and closer, but the Leewards have really made them work hard. Considering Trinidad the top team so far in this tournament, top of the table, unbeaten, won every game. Leewards can take some confidence out of the way they've bowled and fielded here. Defending 50.
Good delivery from DeSanton. Good batting as well. They're coming back for the second run. They will have to hustle. But they made it in the end. So good cricket all round. Thought it was a good delivery, although it was played through the vacant mid-wicket region for 2 runs. But had she not gotten bat onto that ball, she would have been looking at the umpire nervously. Kawal Singh faces again, Dasent. This is Dasent into her 3rd over, 1 for 12. Should have had a second wicket as well. She didn't take a chance off her own bowling. Very quick run up to the wicket. Beating Kawal Singh. It's almost as if she's sprinting.
Okay, back to her mark. She's so energetic.
Reminds me somewhat of Devasia Brown from Jamaica. Both waste no time in getting back to their bowling mark, and they really charge into the wicket. Here she comes. Good delivery. Cannot but labor the point that you see so much potential that you keep saying. What would have been the situation had these players been exposed even to maybe 2-3 matches against the teams from the different parts of the Leeward Islands, and then coming into a camp for a week or 2? What a world of difference that would have made.
And that's where even the different islands come into play, especially in the Leewards, in terms of having their own women's programs, trying to get girls and women involved in the game. Got to find creative ways to induce and to bring people to the games. And I think we don't involve the parents enough as well. That's where it starts. You know, you got to start with the parents.
Yeah.
And then when the parents are bought in, then hopefully the kids buy in. They like the camaraderie, the atmosphere, the competitiveness. And then hopefully you'll be thinking, the bug, they get that cricketing bug.
Certainly. So that brings up the end of over number 11. 40 for 1. Trinidad and Tobago. Just need 11 more runs. But they're not going to get it because the Leewards have just given up the ghost. The
Definitely.
Leewards are going to be fighting to the end. Bowling change coming up from the commentary box or southern end of the ground.
Skipper coming back into the attack. Earlier weeks,
Kawal Singh is the batter.
Can they stretch this into the 13th, 14th over?
Is Louis George going to come into a first slip? Wicketkeeper Scarrett is also giving some field instructions. I think she's asking Skeppel to go to an orthodox mid-on, not Skeppel. Number 17 for the Leewards.
Sequania.
Number 7, not 17, Sequania Dasant. So they're looking to put some pressure on Mali. They require 3 fielders outside of the circle, or is it 2? A long leg third man.
Well, they've got
Those are the 2 I see outside
2
of the
at the
circle.
moment, yes.
Oh, there's a third. A deep backward square.
Yes, and fine leg.
Yeah.
So 3 fielders are behind the wicket on the boundary.
So there's a ring of 7 fielders inside the circle. 4 on the off, 3 on the, 2 on the on. In terms of the closing fielders. So the Leewards looking to apply some pressure. They reckon that they can get another wicket before Trinidad get to the 51 they need for victory. Short one, keeping low, and going through to the legs of the wicketkeeper, and 4 byes will take the Trinidad and Tobago total up to 44. So they're just 7 runs away. Meanwhile, over at Ball Beef, Barbados 65 for 3. Don't know if that's the latest position. Sanaya Bruce, a 13-year-old left-handed batter. She's 13 not out.
Spoke about her yesterday. What a lovely little player she is.
Yes. Weeks. Maybe struck outside the line of the leg stump. An appeal for a run out. But she would have made her ground.
I'll tell you why I like that whole little passage of play. It's a good delivery, that from Aaliyah Weeks. But the awareness shown by the Leewards in the field. Yes, there was an appeal, but it was Lois George, I think, in that slip position, recognized an opportunity, just saw the batter maybe just meandering out their crease, had a shy at the stumps. It was very close, but good awareness, good situational awareness.
And she's bowled up.
Beautiful.
Good delivery. Held its own, drifted back in at the last moment, and there, Alia Weeks getting a well-deserved wicket. Kawal Singh bowled, and the Leewards.
Immaculate piece of bowling that from Aaliyah Weeks. Absolutely perfect. Pitching on, good inward movement through the gap. Bowls Kawal Singh. So as you said, the second wicket goes down for the Trinidad and Tobago. The thing outside off stump. Big inward movement. Kawal Singh looking to play that through the offside. She got nowhere close to that. Beautiful bit of bowling from Aaliyah Weeks. Her first wicket today.
So with 7 runs needed for victory, Trinidad and Tobago losing their second wicket. Brianna Hawicharan comes to the crease to replace Kawal Singh. Weeks in her third over or fourth over will be looking to see if she can get another wicket with her last 2 deliveries. Can she do it? That one is a over pitch and pulled away by Harry Charan. She gets a single. And the deficit is now down, or what is required now is down to 6.
Yeah, very powerful throw from the fielder down there, and square leg now with the left hander on strike turns into a deep point.
Weeks, her last ball of her spell, and played quite competently and confidently by 45 for 2. But Mali, we got to keep on complimenting the Leeward's effort in the field.
Yeah, they've taken it into the 13th over now. That's what we were saying. If they could get it to this stage, I'm glad Lianga is getting an opportunity. I was wondering where she's been. Saw her in the first match versus the Windies. She's very good. Maybe came in for a bit of punishment yesterday. She's definitely one with a bit of talent as well. Got a good action. Pulls left arm seam up.
So Lianga, can she help herself to a wicket? Because certainly the runs will come. Somebody completed.
That's what I mean. Those throws in terms of gauge the throws, gauge the power, gauge whether it's actually worth having a shy at the stumps. So slowing down the game. This game will get slower and slower as these girls play more matches.
Oh, that one is very wide of off stump. White signal.
Yeah, she did have her struggles from the airport road end yesterday. Did Lianga.
Another minivan taking time going into the VC Bird International Airport, maybe treating his passengers to a little bit of a cricket.
Cricketing action here at the airport. It's not something.
Huh?
Yeah, it looked like she was trying to end this game with one hit there. Ram Tahal. It's quietly accumulates. The big question there. We'll see the signal from umpire Shekels.
Some bat onto it. No signal.
No signal. So a bit of bat there.
That's what saved her.
So far, she's looked the most. Technically proficient batter I've seen.
She got around to her left. Ball went into her midriff. Both hands seems to have taken the catch, but it just spilled out.
Judging the flight of the ball is very difficult for these inexperienced ladies.
This one is again hitting the air off the back foot, but well short of the fielder at mid wicket.
Can she take this into a 13th over? It's got one delivery remaining, so it's been a very good comeback over this in terms of the punishment that she would have received yesterday, Wana. She finished strong. So I mean, well bowled. That's close once again. She thinks she's got a wicket. Umpire Shekels doesn't.
Maybe there was some bat again onto that one.
Maybe. It's the only thing saving her there.
At the end of the over number 13, 47 for 2. So, Mali, they have achieved your...
To them, Leewards have really fought hard defending a paltry total.
Lois George, she's coming back into the attack.
What this tells me, obviously the Trinidad and Tobago bowling performance was standout. It's the reason they're in this position. But had the Leewards found a way to eke out another 25, 30 runs, that would have been really difficult for Trinidad.
Yes. Just the way how the Leewards have approached, but the bowlers have not said to themselves, well, why not just serve us some juicy half volleys and full tosses and give Trinidad the victory and let's get out of here as quickly as possible and do our best to make sure you work hard to get these runs. That's exactly what we're seeing here. George, delivery. Is there a chance of a catch? Ski thinks there was on the edge. The umpire says no. But they're keeping the Trinidad and Tobago batters honest.
Yeah, good pace, good carry through to the wicketkeeper there from George. The question is, can they take this into a 15th possible over? This is the 14th.
The mother of George, the father of Skerrit, and the parents of Skeppel are all here supporting their children. Down
Skerrit down the leg side.
George again. Short delivery and pulled away, and that's the winning runs. Pulled away for 4. Just a short delivery from Louis George a while ago, and there's the end of it.
I think it is.
Umpire is waiting for the indication from the official scores. He gets it now, and both the Trinidad and Tobago batters will congratulate each other along with the 52 for 2 in chase of 51 for victory. They won by 8 wickets, but it was not a walk in the park, Mali.
No, it definitely wasn't a walk in the park. It's a fabulous way to finish the game, but the Leewards can take a lot of heart out of the way that they bowled and fielded. Had they taken a couple more chances, who knows? But that's been the plus for them today. The way they've bowled and fielded, they could take a lot of confidence against a very confident and good Trinidad and Tobago team at this level. Yes, they've gone under by 8 wickets, losing back-to-back matches now, but the head shouldn't be down. They should still have a level of confidence, thinking, hey, we've pushed this top team quite a bit here in this match. Things could be very different had we eked out another 20, 25 runs.
Definitely, Mali. And as we see the end of game rituals taking place, all the players, including the reserves as well as the management and coaching staff, just coming up and congratulating or greeting each other. Quite a nice way to end the proceedings here at the College Cricket Ground. We're just about, 11:30 in the morning. The game started at 9 a.m. So 2.5 hours of cricket. Interesting, absorbing cricket, I must say. Notwithstanding the Leewards only making a paltry 50, but they went out there and tried their best to defend it. Congratulations to the Trinidad and Tobago team. 4 wins on the trot. The Leewards not disgracing themselves, in my view.
No.
But at least showing what they're capable of doing, had the circumstances being different in terms of their preparation coming into this tournament.
Yeah, just want to highlight the standout bowling performances from that Trinidad and Tobago team. Obviously, Samara Ramnath with 4 for 3 from her 2.2 overs. Brianna Haricharan 3 for 15 from 3, and Ram Tahal and Ram Narayan both with the new ball picked up a wicket apiece at very good economy rates as well.
So that's the end of this game. We'll have another match coming up. It will be Guyana against the Windward Islands at 2. So we have an extended long break before we come back here at about 1:45 at the College Cricket Ground. So until then, on behalf of my fellow commentator Mali, Richard Scott and James, saying, see you then.